Hi, I'm Ann Houston, and we're at Jarley's Guest Ranch, which is a landmark in British Columbia of an old resort that used to be here. We've rebuilt most of it and now open it to family and friends to come and visit.
I love being up here in the forest and the quiet and spending time with people. And one guy told me, he says, well, I got to go back to the real world now. And I started thinking, he says, you know, this is the real world. The main home is a timber frame. It started out as the major residence that we had here. It was built in '85. There was an old grain elevator, and we salvaged the timbers out of that, and we constructed that house out of those timbers. There's a few bedrooms there, but that's where everybody meets. Then they get to go out to their individual cabins. There's lots of privacy. You know, they can come to meals, don't come to meals, and that's kind of the method that we've worked on. This particular house was the last of our construction projects. We started in July of '02 and finished last week, June of '07. We had been fortunate enough at Pioneer to work with a talented guy named Swaller, who is 34 years old and has been building houses for 17 years. And so I gave him carte blanche. For example, the king post in normal construction is a very straight post. It's easy to work with. You put your braces in. Bayet goes out and finds the most crooked post that he can find. And we did the main house, or the square body of this house, in pine because it's crooked. It's got lots of character. The tower, because of the larger logs, we did in cedar. And I have to give Bayet and the design team a lot of credit for that. One of the mistakes a lot of people make in log homes is you end up with wood ceilings and wood walls, and then you put wood floors in, and you have a wood box. And so you have to change the medium a little bit. And so we went with stone floors, lots of windows, and that lets you go with the log walls and the pine ceilings. The bathroom sink in this house is a 2,000-pound granite boulder sitting on probably a 24-inch cedar stump. 7 hours from here is a town called Kamloops that has a stonemason that actually grinds the sinks for us, and then we bring them in. It's an interesting thing that nobody else has seen before. There's a Czech artist kind of around the turn of the century that did a lot of stuff called muka, and this was in the muka style. But my 27-year-old daughter did that last summer for us, cranked that out in a couple weeks. One of the first buildings that we built, a cabin on the hill called Annie's house, Matt Cathell, my cook this year, and I poured the foundation for that in 2002. And that was a small cedar home, and it's just 1,000 square feet. There's several other log cabins. There's another timber frame. And we put in a gym and a greenhouse and a shop and a bunkhouse. We sleep 5 guys down there, and it was good to have it because we used it a lot during construction. It's important if you want to have a long-lasting house. You have to have a good foundation, you have to have a good roof, and you need large overhangs to take that water away. And a lot of houses are 2 and 3 feet overhangs. So this house in the front and the back have 14-foot overhangs. On the side they're over 8 feet. We're about 40 miles off of the power grid, so we have to generate all of our own power here. And we have a couple generators and battery banks and inverters. Building off of the grid and in the wilderness is a really different experience. If I build in the city, I've got city water, I've got city sewer, I've got city gas, I've got city power, and you just kind of plug and go. Out here you have to start from scratch and do all of that. We're in the middle of a forest, and in 2003 we had at that time, the largest forest fire in BC history in the last 50 years. It burned over 75,000 acres and burnt for 3 or 4 weeks. And that missed us by about half a mile. It started very close to here. After that, it kind of was a wake-up call, so we put in a 4-inch fire line with 10 hydrants to all the buildings, and then we have a large fire pump. And in addition to that, when we constructed all the buildings, we put a sprinkler system on top. So in a case that we ever had another forest fire, we can hook to the hydrants right to the outside sprinkler system and sprinkle this whole compound probably in a half an hour. We've never had it as a commercial place. It's zoned commercial. I bought it as commercial. We've kept it commercial in case we ever want to sell it. But the idea is that it's friends and family and people we don't know that we should know. It's open to them. And I hope this is the start of something that goes on and on for years and years. And not just for what I do, but for other people that follow behind me, that maybe they can kind of continue the tradition.
We never had a honeymoon, and this was our honeymoon. Everything is gorgeous. It's just so peaceful to be around people that care. And, you know, they don't look at you funny because you have burns or you know, an amputee, or, you know, they just look at you as a person. They look from the inside, not from the outside.
It makes me feel like I'm whole again. My accident I had in Iraq, it took a lot away from me, you know, but it also gave me a wake-up call that, you know, to go out here and spend time with fellow soldiers and other people, making new friends here, and catching a fish today. It just, I mean, it raised my morale and my spirits on or above and beyond I can ever tell you.
Just to get us out here and to take their time and their, you know, their generosity and their schedule and put it off to the side for us, just to tell us thanks. I mean, it really means a lot to us.
Give us a chance to find ourselves, you know, what we, you know, that we were not limited to doing stuff. We can do whatever we want, and, you know, being out here proves it, because he's got all sorts of stuff you can do here.
It's just great to see people that actually, you know, care this much, for them to spend their time, their money, to make sure that we can get some good R&R out here, and, you know, make sure that we know that we can still live. They're great people. I mean, you don't meet too many people like that.
You know, there's hunting and fishing and basically everything that I didn't think I was going to be able to do. So to be able to come out here, you know, try this and try that, know that I can do it, is just incredible. You know, just, I see the world in a totally different way now. You know, it's just great. I don't think there's a better trip that I could have taken. You know, I'm so glad I took it.
I just want to thank Phil and Ann for all that they've done for us, and this is truly amazing, and I really appreciate it.